Okay, welcome back. Let's start with texting. Um, so it's a relatively simple process. We already started talking about the numbers. I already have a list. So that's the basic thing you need. So nothing shows up here when you completely sign up new. So you have to create a list. I'm gonna do that now. Let's say pizza to go. Yeah, why not? And so what I have here now are two lists. You can see this is how it completely starts. If I open up a list that doesn't include any contacts, this is where I'm going to start at. If you want to include a sign-up form into your web page, then this is the code you need. If you are not using something, or if this is the first include code you do, be sure to include this in your head, just to make everything work nice and smoothly. And this is basically how it would look like on your web page. Remember, we can choose the design. We did that in the settings layout, and it will take information that you can enter into your, also in the settings and account. You can see I don't have a company, so it's just going to take my name um, for all the necessities. Alternatively, you don't need a sign up form. You can actually also say like, okay, just send pizza to go to this number that's now the shared number, depending on where I am and what numbers I have booked. Something else will be displayed here, and then basically you can choose your own number. That's all for including. It's actually relatively simple. And you can also adjust it on the web page itself. So once you have that included and then you change your layout, it will change live on your web page. That's the most important thing here now is texting. So check this out, and then I'm going to include a link. Now it's important that you use the protocol so our system can basically exchange that link to a trackable link. And so as soon as the user hits the link you're sending, it will be captured by our system. You can see it in the history. Now, you can also schedule sending, which means that you don't want to send it right away. You want to send it, let's say, on the 2nd of April, really early in the morning, 6:30. Yeah, here we go. That's how annoying I am. And I will then send it. Now, naturally, I will now get the reminder that there are no active receivers in my list. That's why, for this purpose, I'm going to take a list where I have one contact, and I can click it, and it's going to tell me, okay, there's an estimated cost of 1 credit because I have 1 contact. And naturally, this is an estimate. That's why it reminds me that actually that amount can change. So if I have like 100 signups before the 2nd of April, I will naturally send it to 100 people instead of 1. Actually 101 in that case. The contacts are displayed here. Now I only have 1 contact, but I mean the list would go on. And if I had any more information, I would also see like a name or whatever. This is the link to the customer relation management. We're not gonna look into that now. I'm just gonna, well, let's just have a click. I mean, you don't want to go into that too far now. Let's go back to the actual list and see what's going on. Now, I can also actually send a MMS. I can upload media. I already have a couple of things that I uploaded. I can reuse naturally, and then I have it here. It's going to jump back to texting, as you can see, and I can still do a text, of course, and then it would convert to a MMS. I'm not going to schedule it this time, so as soon as I press it, it's going to tell me it's going to cost me 2 credits. Even though I only send it to 1 contact, that is because naturally, as soon as I convert a text message to a MMS, then the cost double in that case. So open media, then in the history I would see I didn't send out anything yet, but I would see the success rate of text messages I previously sent out. I would see the click rate and so on. Rules, that's now a very interesting thing. So let's go to Pizza to Go and to rules, and they say like, okay, so if somebody enters Pizza to Go and happens to be in Awake already, please remove him from Awake. Okay, so I want you to understand what that actually means. I can build up funnels here and can be very, very creative. There's basically no limit to it other than a loop. And so when I have like several keywords where I say like, okay, let's say I have the keyword pizza to go, and I'm going to ask the customer to press link 1 or link 2, and then according to what link he presses, he enters another, or reply with awake, let's say it like that, and then he would be entered into awake, and I would remove him from pizza to go, for example. I can do that. And I can build up funnels, and I'm going to go into that in a marketing tutorial. This is not just like how the system works. Import is if you have existing customers from a different system, or I don't know, from shop software whatsoever, you can include them here. It takes CSV files up to 4 megabyte, but then that's a lot of customers you can import at the same time. And you can also have additional fields there that would enable you to do stuff like capture first name, last name, and stuff that you basically gonna discover in the CRM module. Export, same thing. No, I don't have any contacts here, so let's go back to Awake. So if I click export, it's gonna basically create a link, and I can download a CSV file with the contacts and all the information I have. Now this only works for, you can see it's running out. So as soon as it's done, you should really start clicking on download. Otherwise, the generated file is going to be deleted out of security reasons, because normally they're saved in a form that is encrypted. So it generates it on demand, basically. Let's quickly talk about numbers. You can only send within the US with this number. So what you want to do, if you have several countries, you want to add a new number, and if you basically don't want to have the problem that people flag this number because they receive from different users of Wanoni text messages they don't want to receive anymore, and they sign out, then you lose them as well. So you might want to have a own designated number for the US as well, especially because there's one thing you should be aware of. Now, keywords will run out, of course. So let's say if I say send something to Pizza to Go and say reply with yes, and yes is actually in the list, then that will be taken. But if I have my dedicated number, I can actually have any keyword I want to, regardless of another user is using the keyword already or not. How does it work? Well, it's relatively simple. I can skip. No, let's not skip it. I can say like I want that to include, or want that to include a certain string. When I have it for the United States, and you can see like which numbers are available. And here you can see those are the availabilities that contain test. Let's see if this works. Now, while we're waiting for this, what's important to understand is that numbers are not hooked to keywords. So, for example, if I have a Canadian number, and I can still enter Pizza to Go if I'm in Canada, and I would be displayed a Canadian number that I would book here. And oh, see, it's done. There's no number like that. No, let's keep it like that. Oops. And just choose it and book it, and then basically I would have this number if I would say like I want to have it in Canada. Let's look. Right, a couple of numbers available, and I just book it. That means that there's no connection between a keyword and a number, and vice versa. So for somebody from Canada, there would just be a completely different number used in all instances on the forums, on everything. It auto takes that completely, and he would still be in the same keyword. The same goes the other way around, of course. So with one number, let's say I would have a Canadian number, I could have as many lists as possible and send out through that number. So that is completely unconnected, and it allows you to be relatively smart about the international marketing and very cost effective, because as you can see, this is a little bit more than $1 a month. If you think in packages, that's basically the same. And if I would use a US number to send out to Canada, I would have the problem of basically having too much cost. So this is how texting works. I'm going to go into, I'm going to have a section later on, maybe not now, but in the future, with marketing tutorials, so how to use it wisely. For now, I just wanted to show you how this works in general. So that's a relatively simple way of doing things. So as soon as you're set up with something, let's say you have a list, then basically you start being here, right? So let's just pretend everything is set up and I have a couple of contacts. I open up my list, I start texting, just click on send now. That's it. It's as easy as it gets. And I hope you have a lot of success with it. We have extremely good rates with testing it. I mean, you will see it in your history. You will have a huge return rate, and it's not comparable to what you might know from email marketing.